Hey Chip, how you doing, man?
Gavin, how you doing?
Good to see you. Thanks for having us here in the studio.
It is a pleasure.
It has been...
You and Oscar have designed a beautiful place.
You have a studio at your home. Why build another one over here?
Well, my wife and I came up here every summer. We have a cottage up here on a big lake nearby. We just decided this was where we kind of wanted to be when we were retired. Originally, it was just going to be a mix room for me. And so when we got this place, the idea was to eventually have an opportunity for artists to come and record, spend a week, and I get an opportunity to watch some real engineers do their thing and learn from them. We're located in a pretty remote place in northern Michigan.
Yeah.
But there's a lake out there, so we got that going for us.
That's amazing. I mean, I remember when you first were telling us where this was being built and you sent a photo of that view.
Yeah.
I mean, that walking out, and there's a deck there too. You have set up for a stage for any bands that would want to come here and record something. I mean, it's there's worse places to be.
Yeah. Right now the stage is a little area for my puppy golden retriever to live.
Yeah.
When I got to the point of wanting to do this project, and I said, what do I need to have if I want to attract some talent and they could sit down and know exactly where they work? Jason said, I got this. He's a big fan of API, and he said, if you buy an API console, you'll get a t-shirt.
Oh.
So that was it. I like t-shirts.
You got that on, right. And then Jacob at Vintage King,
oh, yes.
He is awesome with just, they have access to almost everything.
And this is a 1608 with a 16 sidecar, and it's, the design is so that you got the monitor here, and because I mix in the box, that's how I learned. So everything is recorded through here, and then it hits Pro Tools, and after that it's all in the box stuff. So that was it. Jason was like I said, a big fan of API, and he said there's a few choices if you want to get people in here that want to be here. But he recommended API just because he loves it personally. And we didn't go with the 1624. That was just more than I needed since we weren't going to mix on the board generally. So the 1608 was perfect. 32 channels gives me 16 tracks in the drum room for the drums and whatever else. And then there's 16 scattered around the panels throughout. And
perfect.
And a patch bay. I can hardly read it, but I have a diagram, so.
If someone wants to work on a nice board, there's a few better choices than this.
This is a cool board.
Yeah, absolutely. You said it arrived.
Sounds great.
Just all in one piece, right?
All in one piece.
Yeah.
It was 96 inches of one piece, and hard to get in here.
Yeah.
And then we had about 1,000 pounds. And then the desk is about 1,000 pounds.
Yeah, so it's a beautiful setting. I mean, when you come in here, it's just really relaxed and it's quiet. We did a lot of isolation here, so you weren't disturbed by boats on the water and neighbors, things like that. But also, so you don't disturb them.
I don't want to bother anybody.
Yeah, so we did a full room within a room. In areas where we couldn't do that, we used some resilient clips and channels, and these doors here, they're double doors. So we have the exterior doors on the outside, and then we have custom doors that your builder built, and they did a great job using laminated glass, and we have the airspace, and so it's super quiet in here. And there's also this isolation booth here that's big enough to do pretty much anything you need in there. We kind of envisioned that it'd be mostly drums, but it's really versatile as far as the acoustical treatment is concerned in there. We have this double sliding glass door from soundproofwindows.com. Having that double laminated glass with the airspace really gets us the isolation we need, and when you're in there, it's dead quiet, so you're able to monitor at a decent level.
Yeah, which is something I've never really had, and I have another studio. It's nothing like this, so this is a real treat.
We did a lot of also conduit runs here. We have connectivity between all the rooms, and also from the control room, we ran a channel underneath, and we have split off on either side, so people back in the couch could plug in if they need to, and bring in amps. There's the amp room also down the hall. Yeah, it's just everything's so well done. Like your builder.
Big Construction did it. We've worked with him for a very long time. Solar too did the walls.
Yeah.
Because that was kind of over everybody's head.
Yeah.
But The stuff over everybody's head was all done by Biggs.
The Biggs,
and
yeah,
then the
by
little
clouds.
artwork, I call it the barn siding effect, was just done on the fly by the contractors folks. They followed Oscar's general design, and I said, "Can you just do this?" And I walked away and came back, and it was, wow, you know.
Because we did renderings kind of throughout the process. We were kind of showing you how it might look, and it's a really big part of our design process because we're, you know, studios, our whole mission for our business is to create rooms that inspire.
Oh yeah.
You know, and it's like, it's hard to do that with some 2D drawings on
Oh,
CAD.
the renderings were amazing, you know, because the guys that built most of this room had never built a studio before, so they were completely into it. Once the renderings hit, it was like, oh, they look at me, oh, I get it.
It's nice to have like a keystone to look towards.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, at the end of the day, it's going to look like this.
Yeah.
It's just how do we get there?
That's right. And HVAC is all separate just for this space.
Yeah. Oscar and I came up, when was that, March, I think, last time. We were able to do some testing, some before testing. After this interview, we're doing the after testing as well and dialing things in. But we did some subjective listening just a little bit ago, and I mean, things are sounding really great just off the jump, which is
I'm glad to
awesome.
hear that because, you know, I'm never sure because I've never had this experience, but it sounds great to me.
When you first walk into the room, you actually don't notice a lot of the treatment because it is a stretch fabric system. It's a lighter color that kind of matches the walls, but it's you know, a good 2 to 4 inches thick in a lot of these areas, plus base trapping.
Mostly 4.
Yeah,
I mean,
mostly
you did
4.
4 all the way around.
Yeah, and a lot of base trapping, but they did a really awesome job.
So the wainscoting was a post-Gavin design element because the guys building it got very protective of the walls. And the electrician wanted to come in and punch holes in it to put no, can't do that. So we came up with this idea of the wainscoting around the base, which fit in very well with the whole cedar barn feel. I mean, you're in northern Michigan, so, you know.
Yeah.
But that's where all the wiring goes around the room, and the same, there's conduits all around the place for the lighting, and nothing goes through that precious thick double wall.
I like that when contractors are protective of the walls.
Yeah, I know. It's amazing.
You got a name for the studio?
I do have a name for the studio. It came from a song called SuSu Studio, Phil Collins' tune, and we used to listen to that CD of his. Actually, it was a cassette tape. This is back in the 80s.
Yeah.
When my wife and our 4 kids and I would come up here, we'd listen to this cassette over and over and over again. And every time that song would come on, the kids would start singing SuSu Studio. And my wife sadly passed away suddenly in December of this year, or last year. And so since she was fundamentally involved in the whole concept of it, and she loved that song, it became SuSu Studio, you know, but the whole idea, it expanded. After she died, suddenly I had all this time in my hands and I wanted to expand the concept to get where we were thinking about in the first place.
Is this studio anything like what you thought it was going to turn out to be? Or
No.
No?
I mean, I saw the plans, but I couldn't picture it. You know, I couldn't picture the height of the ceiling. I couldn't get a feel for what it was going to look like. I mean, I sit here and look back at the mid-range diffuser here that Solar 2 built, and I'm thinking, wow, that's really cool. And it's even functional. You know? It's not just cool, it does something.
But yeah, everything came together really great. I mean, it's beautiful in here, it sounds great. I can't wait to hear the music comes out of here.
Yeah.
And it's...
I can't either.
Yeah.
We're just getting started.
Right.
So, yeah.
It's awesome. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much. Thanks for doing it.
Absolutely.
Drawing it.